Hi, my name is Rachel. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a series total knockout vlog. I really want to start 2025 off by learning how to speak correctly. I really want to start 2025 off strong by finishing one series and getting caught up to another series. These are both middle grades. Because these are middle grade, I knew that it would be easy for me to accomplish and a nice fun way to start a new year, because there's something so wholesome and nostalgic about reading middle grade as an adult. Like, yes, it's meant for kids, but it also gives me that like warm, magical feeling that I sometimes am missing in darker adult fantasy. The first book I'm going to start with, because it is on my January TBR, is Mermadusa by Thomas Taylor. This is book 5 in the Eerie on Sea series. In book 1, we meet Herbie Lemon and his BFF, Violet Parma. Herbie is a little boy who was lost at sea as a baby, and he gets taken in by the owner of the Grand Nautilus Hotel and given a job as the Lost and Founder of the hotel. He lives at the Lost and Foundry, and he works there every day, and that's kind of like his sole purpose, is to be the Lost and Founder, until one day he meets a girl named Violet Parma, and they get up to a mystery to solve, and every book subsequently after that one, they have solved a different mystery, so I'm sure book 5 will be no different. This is the final book in the series, I'm pretty sure, so I'm looking forward to this one. And on the back it says it's midwinter again in Eerie on Sea, so this is perfect because it's currently January, it's freezing. Today was especially cold and bitter outside. And I had a lot of things to go do outside today, so I was frozen all day. So this will be a perfect atmospheric, wintry read to start off the new year. And the next book I'm gonna read is Amari and the Despicable Wonders by B.B. Alston. This is book 3 in the Supernatural Investigations series. In book 1, we meet Amari, who is a little sister, and her big brother has been missing for quite a while, and Amari has not given up hope that he is out there somewhere and he is alive. I think he was gone for about a year, and her mother has kind of accepted that like maybe he's dead, like he probably won't come home, and their lives are just very sad because they lost someone near and dear to them. And one day Amari gets a mysterious briefcase that points her to this world of magic hidden within like the human world, and it's such a fun, literally just such a pure joy of a book. It's basically like Men in Black but for kids. There's this like supernatural world that's like hidden under the surface of like humanity, and they kind of hide in plain sight in a way, and Amari becomes a part of that on her quest to find her brother, and it's just so cute. Amari is such a strong-willed, smart, resourceful young girl, and she's also just a really kind friend and very genuine. I loved book 1 and book 2. I have heard that this book is still amazing, but a few people I do know of were a little unhappy with the ending, so I'm kind of nervous for it. But I also do know that we are getting a 4th and a 5th book. I think Amari is going to be a 5-book series once it's all finished. But again, this one just came out in August, and we haven't gotten any news for book 4 yet. So between this book and Mermadusa, I will be finishing a series and catching up to Amari, where she's published right now. And that'll be 2 more books knocked off of my series tracker list. Okay, without further ado, let's go read. Actually, I lied. Let's get a bookmark. I want to use this one because it's got a dragon eye on it, and I feel like because this is obviously monster themed that it fits, right? Yeah, perfect. Hello, it is Tuesday the 21st. I am suffering from some kind of sinus cold infection. I don't know. I'm very congested at the moment, as I'm sure you can hear in my voice. I'm sitting down to read Malamander, and I'm about 36 pages in. So far it's good. It's cute and cozy. I'm liking the direction this is going, though. This is the final book in the series, as I said previously, and without spoiling, there's been like a kind of a recurring theme in a lot of these books. And in the first couple, it was like fun and silly, and then in books 3 and 4, I was kind of like, okay, can we move on already? And then this one, I think, is going to address the thing that I was like rolling my eyes at. So I kind of like the direction it's going, and I'm excited to see what Herbie and Violet get up to. I'm just sitting upstairs with my 2 cats. My husband and my son are downstairs playing together. It is January 21st. It's a Tuesday. Yesterday was the presidential inauguration, and within 24 hours, the president has basically destroyed democracy. And yeah, so having a great time mentally today. And by that I mean I am on the verge of a mentee bee. So I told my husband, I was like, when I get out of school, I need to dissociate in bed and read a book, which is what I'm doing. I'm watching Gavin's Patreon sprints on YouTube and just sitting here with naturey sounds on, YouTube ambiance, and reading. I would love to finish Malamander. Nope. I would love to get Mermadusa fully finished by like Wednesday or Thursday night. My aunt is coming on Friday for about 4 days to hang out with us, and then next week is the Breath of the Wild-a-thon, and so you will see this video after that goes up, because I'm gonna read Amari for that, I think, but I think I'm gonna vlog that on its own and then just update a little bit here and there for Amari for this vlog. So yeah, the state of my country is stressing me out, and just trying to survive. I don't know, doing my best emotionally. It's only been 24 hours since dipshit has taken office. So yeah, fun, having fun times. Love living through historical events. Instead of dealing with the monsters in real life, I'm going to read about fake monsters, and hopefully that makes me feel better. Hey, it's been a few days. My aunt and uncle are here visiting, so I'm just trying to be quiet. I actually told my aunt about my YouTube channel, and she's so cute and supportive. So if you're watching this, auntie, hi, I love you. I finished Malamander and I thought it was really cute. I gave it a 4 stars. I am usually a little bit more lenient on a middle grade because I'm not the intended audience. I do think that for a middle grade, it left some things kind of open-ended, and I feel like in adult novels, I don't mind that depending on the circumstances, but I feel like for middle grade, I kind of like when things are wrapped up neatly with a bow, because they're just kids and you want them to have like this super perfect happy ending. But I still think the ending was good, and that was the conclusion to the entire series. So I think all in all, it did kind of solve the majority of the overarching plot, and I think the magic and the mystery of this final book too kind of really like felt like a big conclusion to what had been going on in the other few books. So I thought it was good. The next book I'm gonna read is Amari and the Despicable Wonders, which I still have downstairs. I haven't brought it up here yet, but we're all about to go out to Buffalo Wild Wings for dinner, which is really exciting because I've been craving buffalo chicken so badly for like last 3 weeks, and I haven't gotten like a good satisfactory buffalo sauce to satisfy that yet. So that's where I'm headed off to now. Today is also the first day of Breath of the Wild-a-thon, which I am vlogging separately, so I'll link that down below because I think that one's gonna come out before this. My time frames are all messed up. I'm all jumbled. But yeah, so I feel really good to have started off the new year with finishing the Irion Sea series, because that series is like done. They're not publishing anymore, and I'm about to read Amari, and I will be caught up to the most recent publication. So even though there are going to be more books in that series, like I feel like I'm really like starting off strong. It is the end of January, about to be February, so you know, getting 2 off of my series list right away in the year feels great, and I'm really hoping I can continue that momentum. Wish me luck. And I will see you, I think I'm gonna read later tonight, so maybe I'll chat with you then. Razor, would you like to tell us your thoughts on Amari and the Despicable Wonders? Have you been listening to my audio with me? What do you think? What do you think? Thank you. Can I help you? Ugh. Hey, buddy. Okay, well, we don't want to see your butt. Good morning. It's February 1st. Thank God January's over. Not that February is shaping up to be any better. However, I am about 73% into Amari and the Despicable Wonders, and I'm definitely really liking it so far. I can't lie, I'm not really as engaged as I was during the first two books, and I don't know if it's just because I waited so long to read it after it came out, because I was definitely very hyped about it around release time. And I think like I maybe should have reread the first two books, because I remember the like majority plot points, but there's definitely some nuance I definitely am missing. But I mean, it's still good. I like the narrator. She's doing a fine job on the audiobook, which is nice because I don't have the time to read it physically. I mean, I have the time, but like I don't have the like time, you know what I'm saying? I like it a lot. So in book one, we meet a few characters that kind of are, you know, the antagonists, I'll say. And we get a lot of like hatred between characters, between Amari and some of these side characters, because they're on the bad side. And in book two, some of those characters change their ways and blah, blah, blah. So now in this one, it's nice to see that character kind of like still growing and like becoming a good person. And I like getting to see the involvement of some older people, so to speak, like adults, you know, because in book one and two, it's very much like Amari and her friend Elsie, who are unsupervised in their questing, and there has been a little bit more involvement this time of grown-up figures. However, like, you know, it's a kid's middle grade fantasy, so the children are still like sneaking off and whatever, but I mean, it's fun. I like it. I'm just like, these kids are in such a dangerous situation at the moment. I'm literally like, girl, be careful. But I am really enjoying it, and I'm hoping to finish it today. I look like this today, so I probably won't film my outro clip, but I will give a last and final update when I'm finished, and I will, you know, do a quick little review of my overall thoughts for both of these books, and then we can move on to another episode of series TKO. And I'm feeling really good about reading series this year. It is only February 1st, and I have made progress in completing or continuing at least like 3 or 4 series so far, and I'm feeling good about that for the year, so that's really nice. But I'll see you again once I finish both of these books. Okay, let's wrap up this vlog. Apologies in advance, because I feel like this is going to be a little bit of a shorter vlog than I normally would have liked it to be. However, my son had some very unexpected snow days, because we don't get snow down here, and some teacher work days. So he ended up having about a week off of school towards the end of January, and we also had some family come and stay with us around the same time. And, you know, we also had a presidential inauguration that, to be perfectly honest, made my reading mood almost non-existent. I've been pushing through, trying not to let this defeat me. So I didn't vlog as many update clips as I would have liked, and I'm sorry about that. However, I did finish the 2 books that I set out to finish in this vlog. The first one I finished was Mermedusa by Thomas Taylor. I thought this book was really fun and cute, and I think that it was a good ending to the series. I think I talked a little bit about this previously, but I do wish that there were some things that ended differently, and I wish we got maybe some answers about a couple of things in particular. But overall, I feel like the ending was very like neatly wrapped up, other than like 1 or 2 situations that I was just kind of what about this one? But yeah, I think Herbie and Violet's final adventure was definitely a culmination of like everything that had happened up until this point, and I think it was really nice to kind of see like, you know, nods to everything that had come previously. And I think this is a great series for the intended audience. I do really love this series. series though, and it's definitely staying on my shelves for my son when he gets older. I also finished Amari and the Despicable Wonders by B.B. Alston, and this is the third book in the Supernatural Investigations series. There are going to be 5 total, but this is the most recently published one, so I am now caught up to the series. And I don't know if we'll get book 4 this year because there hasn't been any talk of it just yet, so I'm hoping that means that I can be caught up for a little while and not have to worry about this series becoming again a series on my tracker that I'm not caught up with or finished with yet. So in this book, I think that I did have just a little bit of a disconnect with me like feeling emotionally invested in the story, but I loved book 1 and 2 literally so much. And I honestly just think that because this book does kind of have a theme of like corruption from the people in power and the hatred towards magicians and the supernatural investigators, kind of like stereotyping the magicians, like it feels like a metaphor for racism, and it just felt like too close to what I am living currently in my political climate as an American. So I think I slightly dissociated as I was reading this, and I don't think that's the book's fault, like literally at all. It's really unfortunate that it's a theme that is occurring in both this book and in life. So I'm definitely gonna reread all of the Amari books in the future. And again, I think Amari is such a like spitfire character. I think she's very brave and kind and very genuinely like a good person, but I mean, she still makes mistakes and she's a kid, and I love seeing that, you know, and I love seeing her make the mistakes because she is so young and she has a lot of things to learn in life. And in this one, she does make also a really big mistake as well. And there is a adult figure who kind of like is like, I'm disappointed in you, and I thought like you knew better, and you know, like why would you do that? And they kind of like chat about it in a very respectful way. Like he's not yelling at her, but he is, you know, teaching her and guiding her. And I just loved that moment, even though like, yeah, she made a mistake. I think those are very important things to demonstrate in books for kids, especially because it's always better to like own up to your mistake and acknowledge it and move on so you can learn from it and grow. So I think Amari is just a great like role model that kids can have, because she does say like, you know, I messed up, and she apologizes to the grown-up for letting them down, and she also apologized to the person that she kind of like made the mistake with, if that makes sense. But yeah, again, I wasn't like fully 1000% emotionally invested, and I know that's on me and not on the book, and I definitely will reread this in the future, probably with my son when he gets older, if he'll let me unless he wants to read it by himself. But either way, I love these books, and I think this series is so fun, and I love the Men in Black vibes. It's very cool in my opinion. I used to be obsessed with those movies when I was growing up, so this works for me just great. And even though I wasn't as invested this time, I know that I will be when I reread it. I just, you know, it's been a rough month, okay? January's been a little rough. But that's not Amari's fault at all, and I still really had a great time, despite the fact that I think towards the end I did kind of like zone out and dissociate just a little bit, but I still love this series. I'm glad to be caught up. Thank you so much for watching, and if you made it this far in the video, leave an alien emoji down in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!